All right. Thank you all for joining us live on Stand Up, Stand Out America this Friday night with yours truly, La Conservadora Tejana, Bianca Gracia. And tonight, I have guys, you love El Luchador so much that you guys, I had to bring him back tonight. It is a very important time right now as we've passed the Cinco de Mayo, El Luchador, and all these Title 42 has been lifted, and we've got chaos everywhere. Chaos. The Democrat cities are now saying they don't want the illegals anymore. And so it's a disaster. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, officially embarrassed of the United States and even Texas per se. Luchador, welcome back on Stand Up, Stand Out America. I thank you for taking the time out of your busy day out there fighting the good fight.
Thank
Luchador,
you.
thanks for coming back.
Thank you, Bianca. As always, God bless you for all the work you do for our nation and for the people. And man, Bianca, I just tell you what, man. I recently I flew out of the country, and a week ago came back, landed in Texas, and in the airport in Texas is where they're housing illegals. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They're now housing them in the airports because there's nowhere else to put them. I got out of the plane and I'm like, what the hell is this? You see all the illegals just all over the place, camping out on the benches in airports, for God's sakes.
Yeah, Del Rio, Texas has a plan to start building federal, with federal money. They're starting to build apartments and Section 8 homes for these illegals.
Okay, well, there you go. That is exactly why nothing's being done, because everybody is getting money out of this thing, whether it's nonprofits, whether it's developers developing these apartment complexes, whether it's the people selling the pillows, selling the sheets, selling the backpacks, selling the t-shirts that they're wearing, printing the paper for all the forms and vouchers that they're being given. Just think about all the money that people are making off of this, Bianca. That's why nothing's getting done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no one's against it. Yeah.
Everybody's hand is in the honeypot that is government funded BS. But it's nothing is government funded in this country. Every penny, every penny that the government has, it has confiscated through taxes. And this is what people don't understand. The government has no money, for God's sakes. All the money that the government has been through confiscation of personal America's wealth. Personal American wealth is how they're funding all of this.
Yep.
And you don't wonder why inflation is the way it is? It's because, good God, man, the Democrats have a goal. Socialism has a goal.
Yep.
The goal of socialism is to first break a country.
Yep.
Economically, especially a country like ours.
Yep.
That was the richest nation on earth. But the vastness of our richness was based on our personal wealth, our personal income, our ability to own land in this country. And look what they're doing. They're taxing us out of the ability to even own our own homes because property taxes keep going through the roof, right? And so what does that do? That only allows the ultra rich to be landowners, and that means everybody's going to become renters again.
Yep.
That goes back to the fiefdoms of Europe. That goes back to the entire hierarchy and social order of European elitist socialist nations, Bianca. And nobody sees that's the path we're going down right now in this country. Yep. But it's all done deliberately by Democrats.
By design.
Republicans.
By design.
Rhinos are also involved in this because they're also making money off of this, okay? Yep. That's the problem. The establishment is the problem, and that's why they're only afraid of one person and one person only, and that's why they hate him so much, and that's Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they hate him so much.
Because
he was the only guy that was going to unmask everything, and he is unmasking everything and will unmask everything, but people fear him. Now, The problem with Trump is, unfortunately, he has a horrible PR department. Whoever's running his PR doesn't know, can't even spell PR, for God's sake.
Hey, let me tell you, if he'd get the Hispanics in there, we'd get it all straightened out.
Hey, look, I'm Latino, I'm a luchador, and guess what? People come up to me and tell me, man, we love Trump. We love Trump. I'm like, hey, of course you do. Of course you do. Because nobody knows pendejadas more than Latinos. And we see the pendejadas that the Democrats do. We see the pendejadas that the establishment rhinos do. We see all the pendejadas that are being done by all the career politicians. We see these pendejadas, and we saw also that the only guy that stood up to the pendejadas was Donald Trump. He was the only one that stood up to him. And that's why they hated him. That's why they feared him. That's why they're doing the witch hunts. That's why they did the nonstop witch hunts. That's why they indicted him. That's why they're doing all of this. And that's, my God, man, I have no idea, Bianca, what we got to do now. You know, elections, I don't trust elections anymore, unfortunately, because
I don't think anybody does.
Well, because George Soros runs all of the, he controls and owns the machines that count the votes, for God's sakes. Nobody knows that either. Where's Fox News? Hey, Fox News, instead of getting rid of Tucker, why don't you go out there and do some real journalism, for God's sakes, Fox News? Because I'm tired of you bringing on the same pendejos, the same talking heads, and they say the same thing over and over again, man. Why don't you get some more Latinos on your show, Fox News? Why don't you do that, man? Why don't you get all of these great Latinos that we have out there, the great Latinos? Man, we need more Latinos on Fox News. Hey, Fox News, what? Don't you see who the majority minority is in this country, Fox News? Are you pendejos? I think they are, because instead they get rid of Tucker for telling the truth.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's right. That's right.
The truth used to be rewarded in this country. Now, look what happens to you if you have the audacity and if you have the courage and if you have the huevos to tell the truth. Look what happens to you. You get canceled. You get canceled at every level. Social media, mainstream media, politically, professional.
At work.
You get canceled for telling the truth, for God's sakes, man. I don't know, Bianca.
We're Luchador. We're in trouble, man. We're in trouble.
We are.
You and I have talked about this for probably a year now. You've been on this podcast with me before. We've talked about, hey, socialism, communism, it's here. We've been talking about this. We said the country was going to go to, I don't know, hell in a basket, right? But we didn't think. Well, no, I think we knew that it was gonna go by rapid. I mean, it was gonna go downhill rapidly.
Yes.
We weren't expecting that it was gonna take 5 years. It's like rapidly declining.
I knew.
And here's the thing. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on right now. I see you're wearing your Trump shirt. I got my little come and take it Texas t-shirt. So come and take it, man. Come and take it. Your Trump shirt. Listen, we got all kinds of craziness. I was in Florida last week, and I was one of the guest speakers at, or the main speaker or whatever at the Hispanic Republicans in Indian River. And let me tell you something. I've been saying it all week. Florida is energized. They're energized. They are energized, and it's very split. I mean, they're either hardcore Trump or they're like DeSantis. Okay, so I've been hearing this, and I've been watching and following online things on social media, especially Twitter. Okay, and they're all fighting with Trump DeSantis thing and all this stuff. And I've been saying, stop the nonsense, because right now, the dynamics are changing very, very quickly, and the last thing you need to know is turn people off. You need to stop, because the uneducated, uninformed voter, they may not be as patriot and passionate as we are. And so you turn them off with all this dumb stuff going back and forth. And I told the people in Florida, and I said, look, you guys are lucky. At least you have two champions out of here, right? I don't care whether you think DeSantis is not or Trump is not, whatever. You at least have people fighting for you. In Texas, we can't even get our own darn elected officials to do their damn job. We can't even get the governor to close the damn border. We can't even get him to do anything. Like, seriously, like, we're in trouble in Texas. So at least you guys have two people fighting for you over here in Florida. And I told him, and I said, listen, the country is looking at you guys. We are watching Florida. It's sad because it used to be you watch Texas, as goes Texas goes the nation. Now it's the blueprint is in Florida. And it's like, okay, we're watching Florida. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I told him, I said, look, stop the fighting, stop bullying each other about who's better and who's not. Stop spreading rumors, lies, misinformation, disinformation. Stop, saying negativity things. Pick your damn candidate and run your candidate. Run them positively on policy and why people should vote your way. Don't put down the other one. Let the people decide. And then as soon as we get one, then we move forward and we charge forward with momentum, no matter what happens. I said, you got it, because everybody's looking at you. If you guys sit here and have a civil war over who's better and who's not between Trump and DeSantis, you're going to turn off the whole rest of America. You're going to have Republicans that are not going to want to come vote. You're going to have independents that are going to be totally not want anything to do with you. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to go to the Democrat Party. They're going to go not vote or whatever. You're going to have the moderate Democrats that are going to say, forget that. We'll sit over here. You've got Robert Kennedy Jr., who's definitely in energizing the Democrat moderates. Okay. He's definitely against all the liberal leftism craziness. Okay. So people are going to get energized, and people are, the uneducated voter is going to go and pick somebody that you and I probably don't really want. And we're going to end up with somebody else because we can't get our stuff together over here between DeSantis and Trump. Pick your guy. I don't care who it is. Pick him. Run him positively onto the ground and get your winner. Period. Like, quit bullying each other online and saying, oh, everybody needs to drop out and nobody runs but Trump and everybody should get behind Trump. Well, then you're becoming now a dictatorship. Now you're becoming an England, like only one person can be something. I mean, like, this is democracy, people. Like, let them give their statements. I don't care. Let it sort it out and get the winner and move it forward, because we don't have time for this. I was talking to some other activists, Luchador, and let me tell you something. Look, Trump should have learned. He needs to have learned from 2020. Okay, listen, we've not fixed the election integrities. Okay, we just have not fixed it. So we already know what's coming. You should be getting a strategic plan in place with lawyers, activists, ballot harvesting, registering voters. You should be building a ground game like no other. Nothing has ever been done before. Your rallies alone are not going to do it. You have got to do something unconventional that's going to do what you did in 2016. Because remember, in 2016, you were not supposed to win. Trump was not supposed to win. It was all fixed for Hillary Clinton. But guess what? We overcame the election fraud in freaking 2016.
No. In 2016, George Soros had not yet garnered full control of the election machines and gotten all of the states.
But it was still, but the fix was in for Hillary. The fix was in. It was in.
On the Democrat side, the fix was in for Hillary. But on the
Republican side, was in. No, listen, the fix was in. But so many people came out to vote that we overcame what their little rigged system. Okay. In 2020, they prepared more so. So now here we are.
First of all, you're 100% right that a civil war within the conservative candidates is ludicrous. It's unbelievable, because there is so much to attack the Democrats on right now.
Oh yeah.
That why in the world are we attacking each other? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you who I'm going to vote for. And I mean, just because I'm wearing the shirt doesn't mean that, hey, that's who I love. That's my boy, and I love him, and I will love him until I die. However, it's whoever hits the Democrats hardest. This is no longer a time to be pussyfooting around with Democrats. This is the time to be going after the Democrats at the jugular. This is the time to be calling out the Democrats for all of the pendejadas that they're all about. This is a time to come out and talk about the lunacy of liberalism. This is the time to come out and talk about all of the insanity of permissiveness in society, All of these things are only existing in our nation because of the apathy of permissiveness. People allow this to happen. And
Luchador,
people,
think about it. What the conservatives and the Republicans should be focused on is that Biden ran on building back better. You should be talking about how drastically he didn't build anything back better. You should hit every single policy, and everything he's touched and destroyed is what you should be focusing on. Not about, oh, well, DeSantis did this, or, oh, Trump has a case, or, oh, Trump's been indicted, or nobody wants Trump, or, oh, DeSantis, I don't know, whatever they say about DeSantis really is a rhino, and he's backed by Karl Rove. Stop it, because right now you're exactly right, Luchador. We need to be concentrating on the build back broke that Biden has done. We need to focus. I mean, I'm sure that within the last week, we could probably pull up the disaster that he is in 1 week, more or less in 2 years that he's been in office.
Mitigated disaster. There's no doubt about that. And again, why the Republican Party allows the two greatest conservatives in our nation to go at each other is unbelievable. But you know why they do that? Because Ronald McDaniel is at the helm of the Republican Party, and you want to talk about the most useless, worthless leader ever in the RNC, it's Ronald McDaniel. Okay? And I'll call her out every day, because she's useless. How in the world can you have the greatest amount of money the RNC has ever had and botch up midterms with the lunacy of liberalism? How in the world, Rana, can Republicans be polling so low among the general public? Rana, you know why, Rana? Because you suck. That's why, Rana. You're horrible. You have no idea how to market. You have no idea how to sell. You have no idea how to do anything but take donors' money, and you're damn good at that. That's for damn sure. But you have no idea how to be a business person in politics, and politics is about business. It's about selling America. It's about selling freedom. It's about selling the righteousness that is the United States Constitution. It's about selling all of that as a one lump sum product to the American people, and you fail miserably at it. Meanwhile, the Democrats are selling lunacy, and they're winning. They're winning, Rana.
Yep.
How dare you, Rana, ever even show your face to anybody when you are losing to lunatics? You are losing to morons. You are losing every day, Ronald McDaniel. You lose. Republicans, rise up. Get her out. Get her out, or we will lose again. I'm telling you right now. If that woman, if that person, whatever, if that whatever you want to call her, I don't care what it is, man. If she, because Ronald McDaniel continues to run the RNC through the election, we will lose. Why? Because she has no idea how to market. She has no idea how to get out the vote. She has no idea how to energize anybody. Anybody. My God, have you seen her in her interviews? Jesus Christ. The first two words out of her mouth, and I'm asleep already, for God's sakes, man. She's
Luchador.
She's about as energized as an amoeba. Well, no, I take it back. An amoeba makes people energized to go to the restroom because it messes up their stomach. She doesn't even do that, for God's sake. She's useless and worthless. Ronald McDaniel is, and that's where it starts. And it also starts with McConnell. It starts with all of the establishment. It starts with Lindsey Graham. You know, I heard Lindsey Graham the other day say that we're going to take this to the courts. And he was talking about all the lunacy of liberalism. We're going to take it to the courts. Knowing full well, Lindsey, that you were the deciding vote on every judicial nominee set forth by the Biden administration. Lindsey Graham, you were the deciding vote, and you voted yes for all of them. So when you said we're going to take this to all the courts in America, he knew that the courts are going to rule in the Democrats' favor. But that was just a bunch of BS grandstanding that all of these rhinos do every year. And the people that fall for it are idiots. Yes, if you're a conservative and you follow Lindsey Graham, you're an idiot. Yes, if you believe in anything Mitch McConnell says, you're an idiot. Wake up, America. Wake up, conservatives. We need our own Bastille Day, but that Bastille Day needs to come not in the form of any type of armed insurrection. No, it needs to come in you guys calling, phone banking, doing everything it takes, but you don't have time. Oh, but you have
Registering
time.
new voters. Registering new voters.
But here's the deal. People always say they don't have time. Oh, but they had time to stand in line for 12 hours for a Trump rally, didn't they? They had time to camp out for a Trump rally, right? Hey, forget about the rallies, man. How about you give an hour a month? How about that? We had a local election here not too long ago. I went to the polls. Nobody.
Yeah.
There was nobody there.
Low turnout.
No turnout whatsoever, man.
Maybe 1 to 3% of registered voters came out for
that
local
was
elections.
1/10 of 1%.
Hold on, Luchador. Let me tell you. This is what really upsets me. When Trump refused to go against Ronna McDaniel, okay?
That was a big mistake. I agree.
He could have gotten rid of her. Okay, he talks about draining the swamp, but yet he puts the swamp back in. Ronna McDaniel is a big swamp
because he knows
she's ineffective. She's ineffective.
He knows that she brings in money. That's the problem, Bianca. That's the problem. She's got the donors by the jugular.
I'm sorry. Does he not think that nobody else can bring in money? She's the only one that can bring in money. That's BS.
Well, I mean, the problem is that the donors believe in her. But that goes to show you how idiots the donors are, and maybe the donors are implicit in bringing down America. I don't know, because how many of the donors of the Republican Party are part of the Davos League? How many donors are part of the Davos cabal?
Yeah, many. But let me tell you something. Ronna McDaniel right now has no plan. She has nothing in place right now.
I know she doesn't.
To win for 2024. Nothing.
I know she doesn't.
She's not done anything for election integrity.
Correct.
She refuses to hire grassroots activists.
Correct.
Across the country.
She does zero out to Latinos who are the deciding vote.
No, they literally use us. Let me tell you something. I want to talk to you about this. A couple of things when it comes to the Republican and Latino vote. You know, we left the last cycle, and the news were saying the Latinos are going to be the people that can sway this. You know, the Hispanic people are going to be the ones that can sway. They're going to be the game changers. I've been saying this for a long time. We are the game changers and the history makers. We are. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. I stumbled onto this piece of information. I want to talk to you about it. I actually published this article last week. Let me just kind of give you the gist of this. I started to research this stuff because it was really bothering me, Luchador. And the name of you can go to my Substack. It's called The Rojo Wave, Unmasking Hidden Conservative Hispanic Support. Now, this is what I say, okay? So it's not super long, but I want to make sure I get this point out. The American electorate is in a rapid flux. The events of the 2016, 2020, and 22 have changed the game in terms of voter recruitment, turnout, social politics, and grassroots campaigning. As we witness a steady increase in Republican support among Hispanic voters, we must also acknowledge the glaring reality that this shift may be significantly underestimated due to the misclassification. Listen to what I'm saying. Due to the misclassification of Hispanics as white in the U.S. Census. The misrepresentation not only skews our understanding of voting patterns within this diverse group, but it also exposes the deceptive political narrative perpetuated by the Democrat Party, which treats Hispanics as a monolithic voting bloc to further their leftist agenda. Let me tell you this. The misclassification of Hispanics as white in polling data is evident by recent studies that highlight discrepancies in self-identification among Hispanic respondents. Okay, I'm going to go a little further real quick here. In 2000 and 2010 census data, over 10 million Americans changed their race or Hispanic origin categories, with the largest changes occurring within the Hispanic population. For instance, 2.5 million Americans who identified as Hispanic and some other race in 2000 later reported being Hispanic and white in 2010. Okay, so my point here is I started to say, I don't believe that Hispanics have not been voting. So donors come and tell me, well, we're not interested in helping the Hispanics. They don't show up to vote. And I thought, excuse me? What? Wait a minute here. We've been making strides. We're showing up to vote more. And then I said, wait a minute. There's something wrong with this whole thing here. You're going to let me believe that the only Hispanics that turn out to vote is just pure for Democrat. I think Hispanics have been voting in this country much more so than they let us believe. Why? Because if you look at the U.S. Census, if you look at any application, it says, what is your race? Your race is either white, black, Asian. Now, your ethnic group is a whole different story. But if you go look at your birth certificate, Luchador. I even asked people who are born in Mexico, can you go look at your birth certificate? It says they're white. They're white, okay? So I'm like, wait a minute here. So I think our votes are being categorized as white votes, okay? I don't know where they're getting their who voted Hispanic and who really didn't vote Hispanic. I don't know how they're getting that data because we're categorized as white according to the U.S. Census. And if you go apply to get a gun, it tells you you're white, black, or Asian. Okay. So I'm like, I think they've been stealing our votes. Okay. Number one, I think they're underestimating how much we really do vote. I think we vote in a larger voting block than what they claim that we do. Now, that was very disturbing to me. So I want to ask the Democrats, how are they allowing this to happen? Because the Democrats, of all people, oh my goodness, they have to subcategorize us. Okay. And so I'm going, you're okay with being identified as a white person? Now, guess what? Well, this fits their little narrative. Guess why? You heard the illegal that just, or I actually, hold on. I don't know yet. The gentleman, not even a gentleman, the thug that ran over the 8 Venezuelans in Brownsville. Okay. They're calling him a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Okay. He's very brown. He's very brown. So that's my point. My point is they're going to start calling us white supremacists because we are white.
Yeah. You're talking about the shooter in Allen.
No, I'm talking about the guy that just ran over the illegals that were Venezuelans in Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah, no, but I thought they identified the murderer, the mass murderer that used a gun to kill people over in Allen, Texas. I thought he was also an ex-military. I thought he was.
I'm talking about the one in Brownsville. They're saying he's a white supremacist.
Either way, here's the bottom line, man. That. And this pains me to say this, but it's just a fact.
Say it.
Republicans only believe in one minority, and that's the African American black vote. That's the only minority they recognize. And they do that. They do that because historically, Republicans' greatest win was overcoming slavery in the nation. Okay? Don't forget, it was a Republican Party that freed the slaves. Okay?
Yep.
So because of that, they have a kinship. And they're also almost in a state of shock that the African American black vote doesn't vote Republican. And so just out of stubbornness and being tercos and being pendejos, they keep going after a demographic of which over 90% vote Democrat, no matter what. Over 90% will vote Democrat, no matter what. And when over 90% voted Democrat in the last presidential election, having had the lowest unemployment rate ever amongst Black Americans, and yet they voted Democrat over 90% again. At that point, the Republican Party needs to know when to say enough and go to the vote that still has some work ethic left in it, and that's the Latino vote. Period. Don't stratify. Don't dissect. just understand that unfortunately the black vote is lost. And if you don't believe me, they're talking about giving each other $20 million now, $200 million now in California. And that's now starting to catch. It's starting to catch on.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to catch on in other states. They're starting to propose the same thing. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have a race problem in the United States, but it sure looks like we're starting to have a problem race in the United States. And that problem race has been created by Democrat policies and nonstop handouts that has created a failed race in the United States. Should any race fail in this nation? No. But the black community is failing because of the Democrat policies that they embrace wholeheartedly. This is not a racist statement. This is a factual statement that everybody's afraid to say. Okay?
Yeah.
The African American community used to be a very proud community. And why shouldn't they be a proud community? My God, they overcame slavery. They overcame slavery, for God's sakes. And they were thriving in the United States. They were, albeit, yes, maybe not as well because of some injustices that, yes, their schools were not up to par. But tell me, are their schools any better? I would say that their schools were probably better in the 50s and 60s, my God, man, than they are now. Look at the schools now that are prevalent in the African-American communities. They're all failed schools. They're graduating kids who can't read, can't write, can't speak a proper English sentence, for God's sakes.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me how the Democratic Party has helped them. But nonetheless, with all the failures of the Democratic Party, the black vote is not going to switch parties because of all the freebies they get. And they're never going to vote for the Republican Party because the Republican Party wants to stop these freebies. And it's unfortunate. Now they're starting to do the same thing to the Latino vote. They're trying to get them also hooked and addicted to government handouts. Look what they're doing to all the illegals that are coming over here. Immediately, What are they giving them? Freebies.
Freebies.
Everything.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're giving them freebies?
Yep.
Again, this is the inherent addiction of welfare. That is what the Democrats really espouse to do. They espouse to addict society to freebies, handouts, welfare, and government reliance. But again, they're doing that all based upon destroying the economy so that we have to turn into a socialist economy, so that government does control everything. And we're almost there. And they know that we're almost there.
Well, let me tell you this last piece of what I wrote, that I say, consequently, the growing support for Republican candidates among Hispanic voters may be significantly underestimated due to this methodological flaw. The perpetuation of this misclassification not only hinders our understanding of true political landscape within the Hispanic community, but also allows the Democrats to falsely claim unwavering Hispanic support and portray them as a monolithic voting bloc. So let me tell you, I did the research. In Texas alone, we have 27, I think it was 27. It's 27 elected officials in the state of Texas are Hispanic Democrat. Okay, 27 of them. Do you even know how many Republican Hispanics we've elected in the state of Texas?
Tell me.
5 or 6. 5. I think it was 5.
Okay, number one.
So you want, hold on.
All right, candidates.
Hold on. Listen to me though. You want me to believe that the 27 Democrat Hispanics represent what I believe, and that's what Hispanics look like. That's what our system, what our principles and our values line up with. You want to make me believe that we love this country. We have a good work ethic. We have good principles and policies that we abide by. You know, we do things that we're, righteously by our household. We want to raise our kids. We want to give them a good education. We want to make sure that they grow up better than what we did. We are hardworking, and you want me to believe that the Democrats are the only they're the only people that represent Hispanics with 27 elected officials, and we on the right side can only elect 5 Hispanics to represent us in the state of Texas?
Again.
No, hold on. I'm going to tell you something, Luchador. So I digged deeper. I was told that in Harris County alone, the Republican Party destroyed over 100 applicants, minority applicants that wanted to run for office. Okay?
Yeah.
Why? Because they didn't want us. They don't want us.
Hey.
They purposely tried to make sure that they would disqualify me from my Senate race. Okay? So I'm like, they told one candidate, they disqualified her, and they told her she was too ugly to run.
Oh my God.
This is the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like,
okay,
hold on.
Bianca, you're basically proving what I said, man. Where's the leadership? Where's Ronald McDaniel, man? They have no idea how to market. They have no idea how to sell. They don't know how to do anything, Bianca. For God's sake.
They don't. But this is my point. They don't want us. They disqualify us. They censor us. They remove us. They make us look like we're dumb. They don't want to elect us to represent the conservative policies and principles. Instead, they'd rather give our communities over to these Democrats and have 27 of them represent the Hispanic community in office. They don't care what their policies are, but they don't represent our community. So you, again, want me to believe that in a state of Texas where there is 30.2 million people living right now, and God knows probably more now with all the illegals, you want me to believe that out of the 30.2 million people living in Texas, 11.5 of the million people out of that 30 million are Latino, Hispanic, Mexican American. We are almost half of the state.
That's correct.
And all we can find is 5 Hispanic Republicans to represent the state of Texas.
That's correct.
You are got to be kidding me. The Republican Party has absolutely no knowledge, no education, and no know-how on how to market to Latinos, how to recruit Latinos. They don't know what to do with Latinos because all of their emphasis. They're racist. I think they're racist.
No, because all of their emphasis is on the other race. All of the emphasis is on a race that has already committed itself to a party. That's the problem, you see? All of the money that goes in to go out and go after the black vote is a wasted money, man, because they're not. You got 90% of them voting. 90% of Latinos do not vote Democrat. Not yet.
Oh, no, let me tell you.
Not yet.
In Harris County, they disqualified the black people, too, from running in the Republican end.
Oh, okay, look, again. Unfortunately, the black vote is lost. It's a done deal.
Luchador, my point is minorities are trying to step up and run in the Republican Party, and they're being ousted at the highest levels.
Again, the Latino vote is the key. So who would best suit a Latino voter? A white guy? No. A black guy? No. How about a Latino? How about a Latina? I have told you since I met you that the key to the Latino vote are Latinas. They're the key. It's not the man.
But Luchador, think about it. They want us to drink the Kool-Aid, and they want us to say, oh, well, you're a white person. You're really not Hispanic. You're categorized as white. So therefore you should line up with us and vote for the white person only to represent your community because it's the best candidate.
Again, they have no idea how to find, recruit, communicate. They don't know how to do anything. There's those videos that one of our friends has done that are phenomenal videos of outreach to the Hispanic community talking about their history, right? talking about their background, right? Talking about the same path that we're taking to socialism, right? Talking about, the history of Latinos in the United States, right? And has the RNC even reached out to our friend? No,
No,
of course not, because they don't want that kind of information. Why? Because they don't have no idea how to market. They have no idea how to sell. They don't know how to do anything. They raise money,
I
but
don't think
people are giving money because
I don't think it's that. They don't want us in leadership positions because then they lose their leadership positions.
oh,
They want to keep us down.
that unfortunately is the case. It's the same thing to be said about the Democrat Party. Even with Obama as president, he was not in charge. Well, he might be in charge now, but I'm telling you, they wanted him to get in there to solidify forever the black vote, and they did. They did.
Yeah.
That was the reason for Obama. They wanted to solidify the black vote for perpetuity, and he has, and he did, and up until he passes away, he will always perpetuate the black vote. Okay, for the Democrats. That's just something that these idiots who don't know anything about marketing at the RNC, starting with Ronna McDaniel, knows. Okay? Knows. Hey, Ronna, who's in charge of your Hispanic outreach? Could it be a guy who doesn't know anything about Hispanic outreach? Could she be a person that has no idea about how to market to Latinos? Tell me their resume. What campaign have they run to be successful in selling anything to the Latino market? Oh, they haven't. So why are they in charge of Hispanic outreach for the RNC? This is the problem.
Well, let me tell you, you know who is making strides in electing true Hispanic conservatives into office is Florida.
Okay, and what are they doing?
They're allowing the Hispanics to work their area and earn those votes. And
they're
they're
getting
the most
representative. They're getting representative, strong Latinas, aren't they?
Yes, strong, and it is women. It's women.
What did I say? I've been telling you since I met you, Bianca. It's strong, opinionated Latinas are the key, man. La mujer manda.
But they don't want us in the Republican Party. That's what I'm telling you.
The what?
They don't want us in the Republican Party.
Well, okay, well then you know what? Then look, you and I've told you, man. I'm a Trump guy. I'm not a Republican. Don't you dare call me a Republican. I am a constitutional American.
A constitutional conservative.
American. I'm not even a conservative anymore, Bianca, because conservatives have no spine. I'm a constitutional American because the Constitution stands on its own and Americans stand for our own. Does that make sense? Conservatives are spineless, do-nothing cowards, and I'll call them out to their faces, okay? Meanwhile, us conservatives are out here fighting. You're a conservative, Bianca, and you're fighting, right? We're fighting every day, man, and we're the ones that are called the outcasts. We're the outcasts. Why are we the outcasts? Why aren't the outcasts all these idiots starting with Ronna McDaniel? I'm sorry, man, I am. I've had it with her. I really have. And everybody needs to understand that we're never going to win in this nation when we have idiots allegedly going to lead us into battle against the evil of liberalism. Jesus Christ, man. Even Abraham Lincoln eventually found out that General McClellan valía madre, and he finally got rid of McClellan. For God's sakes, it took a lot of Civil War battles to figure it out. But even eventually, even Abraham Lincoln figured out, hey, man, McClellan ain't my boy, man. I got to find somebody else, man. And thank God for Ulysses S. Grant, right? But what's what I'm saying? Historically, leaders find the right generals, right? Well, the American public are leaders. We're leaders. America is a country of leaders.
So Luchador, look, you got Robert Kennedy Jr. out in California.
Don't fall for that guy.
Hold on, listen. He's energizing the moderates. He's energizing independents.
Yeah, of course, because they're desperate.
Hold on. You've got this guy. He's energizing, and at least he's pulling his left-wing crazy Democrat Party back a little bit over to the center.
But it's all a charade. Obama ran as a centrist, remember? Obama ran as a centrist.
But hold on, listen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a charade. It doesn't matter. The point is his talking points are energizing the base for them. Okay.
Just
So
desperate.
we've got a guy by the name of Vivek or whatever, Vivek, somebody.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, Ramsey, Vivica, whatever it's called. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. That guy is, oh my God. He is unbelievable.
He's a
He,
solution-based person.
oh my God. He is unbelievable, man. But again, because he's a businessman, because he knows how to communicate, because he knows how to be a strategist, because he can actually put together a strategic plan. Ronnie McDaniel hates the guy.
Yeah, of
Hates
course.
him.
So,
Hates him.
so here's my question: with these people coming out, and they're probably don't have a viable chance to win, but you never know. You never know. Okay. But however, Luchador, what is the winning strategy moving forward? Because I'm not confident that Trump really has a winning strategy right now. I think he's being misadvised. He's got a lot of ears. I mean, a lot of people talking into his ears, and I don't think he's quite got. Look, the guy is great. You know, I've always advocated for Trump, but there's things that are just not there yet for me. But I'm saying I haven't seen that, like the guy that I was championing for in 2016. He had the right message. He had solutions. He was going to come in here and he had the winning message. I haven't seen that completely come out yet, but what is the winning message? What is it, Luchador? What is it going to take for us to really get this country back with all these people? I mean, what is it going to take? What is a winning strategy? What is a winning message? What does this country, what do the people, what do these candidates have to do? What do they have to do, Luchador?
Honestly, Bianca, we have to do something that, unfortunately, we don't have the guts to do. And that's to get involved. We have to get involved. But nobody has the guts anymore. All right? Because of the fact that after January 6th, we see that even our side won't rise up to defend us.
Yeah. Yeah.
For any Republican moron to still call January 6th a riot is unbelievable. No, man. Riots are what happened across America, where cities were getting burned, where black policemen were getting killed, where property was being defaced. Those were riots. Don't you dare call January 6th a riot. Any Republican who says that's a riot should be immediately called out as rhinos, because they are. And notice the people in power are the people that still go around apologizing for January 6th. January 6th, as was shown on Tucker Carlson's show, was a protest, a very civil protest. Yes, did they have to storm the door? The doors were open for them, for God's sakes. And why? Because it's our house. It's the people's house. That doesn't belong to any elitist group. That doesn't belong just to the lobbyists. That doesn't belong just to the elites of America. That's our house. And you saw the photos of them in there. They were very peaceful. Did you see anything get burned inside the Capitol building?
No.
Did you?
I didn't see anything get burned.
Well, neither did I. All right? So the thing is, like, again, man, we, after seeing that, we constitutional Americans have come to the realization that we're alone. We're alone. And unfortunately, it's going to take somebody to finally come out and fight and ask us to fight alongside them. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about fighting for this nation. I'm not talking about armed rebellion. No, I'm talking about fighting for this nation. But the first candidate that says, stand up with me, fight on this day, show up to your courthouse and demand change on this day. Put out national days of action is what we need. Does that make sense? Yes. Whoever starts doing that, national days of action, whoever does that, whoever can lead that kind of a groundswell is a leader that this nation needs. Okay,
Right.
I'm
Right.
tired of hearing. I'm tired of hearing that. Oh, look at this college in Middle America. They're having a revival. Oh, America needs a revival. Oh, the hell with those people. I'm tired of hearing of all these false prophets, false promises, man. We need a leader who's going to say National Day of Action is going to be, June 5th, June 6th on D-Day. How about that? How about we have a National Day of Action on D-Day? All right? For Americans to come out and show that they really support freedom in this country. Not from a Republican perspective, not from a Democrat perspective, but from a constitutional perspective. If you love the Constitution, then you will love America, period. If you love the Constitution, then you hate parties, period. This is, again, I keep saying, Abraham Lincoln abhorred the idea of parties because he knew that they would eventually evolve into self-interested entities that would only have their best interest at heart and not the best interest of the people. That is why George Washington did not want a party system in this nation. And tell me if he isn't right. Tell me if he wasn't right.
Look where we're at today.
Oh, my God. That's what we need. We need a leader. On the conservative side, you're right, man. No more civil war. Enough with this. With all the lunacy, with all the idiocy, with all the pendejadas of the Democrats, and you're instead fighting amongst yourself. That's a pendejada right there, man. You're falling right into them. You're falling right into what they want you to do, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? I mean, we need, and on the whole conservative side, man, number one, man, if the Republican Party is the only party that identifies with conservatism and constitutionalism, okay, then get rid of the people who keep losing.
Yes.
Keep rid of the people that keep losing, for God's sakes, man.
Yes.
Especially, look, I can understand, like, the Republican Party losing to a JFK back in the 1960s. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that because JFK, war hero, right? He was a war hero, right? He very articulate, right? And hey, man, he had Marilyn Monroe as a Sancha. Hell, who wouldn't vote for JFK if he had Marilyn Monroe as a Sancha? For God's sakes, you know what I mean? So, but the thing is, like, this guy, Kennedy guy, yeah, he's appealing to people. Why? Because they want Camelot again. Remember when Obama was elected and all the Democrats were saying, oh, now we have a black Camelot. No, mamen, cabrón, chinga. You know what, man? This is unbelievable, man, But that's how these Democrats are, man. They live in La La Land, man. You know what I mean? So okay. Oh, here's a Kennedy. Oh, we're going to get Camelot back. All right. Well, who's going to be the Sancha now? Marilyn Monroe's dead. Who is it going to be, man? You know what I mean? Who's going to be the Sancha now, man?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh, no, Tulsi Gabbard. No, man. Is it going to be ScarJo? Is it going to be Scarlett Johansson? Is she going to be the new Sunshine for the new Kennedy guy, man? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you.
I'm just telling you, man. But yeah, because they want a Camelot. They want to relive the glory days. You know what I mean? They want to go. No, man. No.
Luchador. Do you think that the community centers that the RNC put in Hispanic locations, do you think they were effective?
What do you think? Look. All of these community centers, public school, public education, they are all madrasas. They are all the madrasas of liberalism, okay? That's where people get indoctrinated, for God's sakes. The universities are indoctrination camps, for God's sakes. Just look around, man. Allegedly, the greatest and most intelligent students we have can't even hold a debate without immediately calling you racist, homophobic, and all the words in the dictionary other than sit down and have a logical
debate. They have no winning message. They just throw words at you.
Okay, so again, why are we fighting amongst ourselves, for God's sakes? I will vote for whoever scares the hell out of Democrats. That's who I'm going to vote for, period. And right now, this is the guy who scares the hell out of Democrats. That's why he still has my vote. Unless somebody else can prove to me that they scare the Democrats and the liberals more, then that's it. But even if Trump wins or DeSantis wins, it ain't over. The fight against evil is a daily battle that must be fought.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a
That's right.
daily battle. And we are the last nation on earth that still has individual freedoms.
That's right.
Individual freedom doesn't mean that you can call yourself a Furby or whatever the hell you want to call yourself. That's not an individual freedom, man. No, no. That's an ideology. Individual freedom means that you can believe in what you want, but you also understand that you have the constitutional protections that this country gives to everybody. And we now live in an era where we're no longer giving out equal rights, we're giving out special rights.
That's
And
right.
that's dangerous. That's dangerous. This country was not based on special rights.
So
This was based on equal rights and equal rights for all. That means if I identify as a man, I can. And nobody better call me out because I call you a her, because I was raised to think that a Jane is a girl and a John is a guy. Okay? Hey,
that's
man,
right.
I'm going to call you based on your plumbing. That's it, man. Based on your plumbing. What's your plumbing? All right. That's all I'm going to call you out on, man. All right. I don't care.
Oh
You want to
my
dress?
God.
You want to dress like a girl, but you have a guy's plumbing? Well, okay. That's your prerogative. I'm going to love you just the same. I'm going to love you just the same because you're an American and you're protected in this country. Does that make sense? And I will love you and I'll do it. But don't ever ridicule me or shut me up because I still call you a sir. Don't. Okay? Don't. If you're dressed up nice enough, I may call you a ma'am. Okay? But don't ridicule me because I have that right to do that. And I'm constitutionally protected just like you are.
That's
No
right.
more giving out special rights. No more giving out special rights, okay? We also have to understand that unfortunately, we also have some mental issues going on in this country.
That's right.
We have a
Yes.
huge mental illness crisis
Yes.
in this country.
Yes.
Huge
Yes.
mental illness crisis in this country. And a lot of it was perpetuated by being locked down for 2 years. By who? Fauci.
That accelerated it even more.
That accelerated exponentially because people need social interaction. And if you're
Yeah.
already teetering on some mental illness and you're put in asylum and the only human interaction you had was via social media, a made up world. My God, what did that do to people?
Think about it. I don't think they've given us the numbers of how many suicides there were during COVID.
Okay, well, of course they're not, because there was probably more deaths by suicide during COVID than deaths by COVID, for God's sake. So if you really want to look at it, I'm just saying,
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, we
I
have
saw a report that actually said that now the medical doctors are saying that COVID was just another flu.
I said that all along, Bianca. You know that.
We all did.
Jesus Christ, man. And again, I mean, I have very close people in the medical community who told me the same thing during COVID, for God's sakes. Okay.
Yeah.
It was just another ruse. It was another ruse to see how much the people would allow themselves to be controlled.
Yep.
And they did.
And they did.
And
Oh, they did.
Boy, did they show the world. Boy, did they show the Davos League that people will allow themselves to be controlled. Boy, when parents would even hug their own children, when grandparents would even hug their own grandchildren. What the hell? That's exactly what Pol Pot did in the killing fields of Cambodia. He disassociated people from each other first. And look what they did across the world. They disassociated everybody from each other, right?
Yep.
Everybody from each other. Everybody was reporting each other. Oh, he's not wearing a mask. Goddamn stewardesses would report me on the plane. Oh, you're not wearing a mask, sir. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you?
Oh, they became Nazis, man. They became Nazis.
Everybody became a Nazi, man. Everybody became a Nazi, man. I would go to the airport.
They were ready to take you down, get you off the plane, but federally charge you for not wearing a mask.
And again, what was that? That was people reporting on people, right?
Yeah.
That's what Pol Pot did in the killing fields of Cambodia. We were literally one press conference away from Fauci saying, arrest everybody who doesn't wear a mask, and people would have started arresting each other. Do you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, the most dangerous people in America right now are the people that are still wearing a surgical mask at Costco. Those are the most dangerous people.
Oh, my God. I still see them. I still see the people wearing the mask.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the most dangerous people in America right now, man. The people that wear surgical masks out, the people that wearing a surgical mask in their own car, for
In their
God's
own car by
sake,
themselves.
by themselves are wearing a mask. This is the lunacy. This is the lunacy that liberalism creates. Does that make Bianca? This is the lunacy that liberalism espouses, all right? And this is what we should be talking about. Oh, no. Instead, we're talking about who's great between DeSantis and Trump. No, man. Come on. Come on, man.
We got real issues. That's the problem. We got real issues.
We got real issues to talk about.
The rise of fentanyl deaths right now because of
we're being invaded. We're being invaded from the south and border. North, by the south and the north, and it's not just illegals from Central America coming in. It's Chinese. It's Muslims. It's everybody's coming into this country. They're coming in from the south and the north, in case you didn't know. Okay? I got friends at Border Patrol, and they're telling me we're overrun. We can't do anything about this anymore. Luchador. And I'm like, oh my God, man. And the things that they're finding, they're not just finding dead children. They're not just finding dead women. They're also finding satchel bags of C10. They're finding bags of fentanyl. They're finding bags of weapons. They're finding prayer rugs. And not to say anything about the Muslims. I'm just saying this is what they're finding. Okay? So that tells you who's coming into this country. Okay?
That's right.
Dangerous people are coming to this country. Okay? And then who's bringing in those illegal weapons, the fentanyl? It's not the illegal immigrants. No, the illegal immigrants are the diversion so that all of the gangs, all the cartels are bringing themselves into the nation. They're the diversion.
Chinese Communist Party.
They're the diversion, man. These innocent women and children that are coming in, they're the human wave, man. They're the diversion of the cartels. And nobody says anything about it because we have the greatest pendejo ever as president. But you know who's more of a pendejo? Are the idiots that voted for him. Those are the real idiots. And we have 70 million of them. 70 million voted for this guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to really have
70 million of them. 70 million idiots in this nation, for God's sake. And hey, if they're going to call me a racist, then I'm going to call you for what you are. You're an idiot for voting for this guy. Okay? And guess what? We have 70 million idiots that are going to vote for another Democrat, no matter who it is. Because Nancy Pelosi said it best. What she said, she admitted.
Yeah.
Our people will vote for a glass of water if it has a D on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they will.
And they will.
I mean, that's the truth.
What happened in Pennsylvania?
At least she's telling the truth.
Look what happened in Pennsylvania. They voted for a brain dead senator, for God's sake. The poor guy is brain dead, man.
Who hasn't even been to work, and since he got elected, he's been in the
hospital. They voted for that guy, man. You're gonna tell me that they're not gonna vote for another idiot? I'm telling you, man. But again, this is because the Republican Party has no idea how to brand itself. They have no idea how to market themselves to the American public. They don't. And who does it start with? It starts with Ronald McDaniel, man. And it starts with getting rid of all of the elitists. Let me tell you again.
McCarthy.
McConnell, all of those guys. When the brave few conservatives stood up during the Speaker of the House
that's right.
election, those were your real Americans. Those people stood up. Those people who did not back down. Those were your real Americans. Those are the people that should be leading the Republican Party right now. Those people, not these idiots that we have again running a failed campaign. They're running another failed campaign. They are the McClellans. They are running failed campaigns, just like General McClellan did throughout the Civil War. And when we had them by the jugular, they keep missing. The ultimate strike. They keep missing it. Why? Failed leadership. We need a Ulysses S. Grant. We need a real general to take over the conservative party, whether it's a Republican Party or another party. How about we just make a common sense party? I don't know. We just need
sense party. We definitely need one of those.
Just give me common sense. Just give me common sense, man. I mean, that's all we need. Just give me a common sense party.
All we need. That's all we need. Luchador, we have run out of time tonight. Man, you were on fire. I could barely get a word in tonight with you, but you're going to have to come back on the show. We're going to have to come back and talk about all these other, issues and developments. And, let's wait and see what happens and develops over these next couple weeks. And, it's because as soon as June comes, I mean, this whole election thing is going to even get crazier. So we're going to have to come back and bring you on. And listen, I thank you very, very much because I know how busy you are traveling around the country, fighting for truth, fighting for the people. You are one of our luchadors, and that's why I love you very much. Always keep fighting.
Thank you so much.
That's
all. Un abrazo, Bianca.
Un abrazo, un abrazo. I'm going to tell you, thank you very much, Luchador, for coming on. Stand up, stand out, America. Guys, thank you so much for hanging in there right now tonight, this Friday night, man, on Stand Up, Stand Out, America. Luchador was on fire tonight. We'll see y'all next week with yours truly, La Conservadora Tejana, Bianca Gracia. Until next time, guys.